Hi everybody. So I've been getting a lot of feedback following on from the video I just released with some of the basic Sorceress combos, asking for a little bit more information on the class as a whole. So things like skill builds, the way that you should be looking to gear your character. This isn't going to be a long video. I just want to touch on a couple of these things and get some of the answers out there for you guys, following the questions that you've been asking me. See what I can do to help you to improve as players and also to give you some direction in where you want to be going with the class. So to begin with, we'll look at skills. More importantly, sort of skills you should be prioritizing. Now, you are going to have a limited amount of skill points, so I want to say right off the bat that you're going to want to avoid things like your passives to begin with. There's really no reason to be picking up these things until much later on. They're incremental stat increases, so things like +1 to all DP, or +1 to magic DP, or melee DP, and 1% evasion. So these are things that you want to pick up much later. But the things that you want to prioritize to begin with are things like Dream of Doom. You're going to want to max Dream of Doom so that you're able to pick up Imminent Doom. This is going to allow you to cast or cast almost immediately Dream of Doom. So cancelling the cast with the right bumper is going to fire that off straight away into thanks to Imminent Doom, and that's going to be your range knockdown. Then you're going to want to max things like Shadow Eruption, so that you can pick up Ultimate Eruption. This is going to be your main combo, or one of your main combos at least, and it's something that I use a lot. It's also going to allow you to pick up the skill add-on on that, but I'll touch on that in a moment. I tend not to bother picking up things like Crow Flare and Beat Kick. I'm not a big fan of the kick combos. They are pretty good and they can be used. There is a pretty good air combo that can be used. But for me personally, I tend to stay clear of it, especially at the moment. The way that the game is for us pre-awakening, a lot of our combos are just simpler done without the kicks. So it's up to you if you want them, but there's much better skills to get first. You're going to want to max your evasion, so your Night Crow, Ultimate Night Crow, and Storming Crow, which is our only super armor. This is something that you're really going to want to pick up. It's going to help you surviving immensely in PvP. Again, just sort of bypassing the kicks, and we're going to look at Dark Flame. So Dark Flame and Ultimate Dark Flame, these are one of our main combos, and it's going to be what you're using for grinding. I've only put enough points in Close of Darkness, so to get to the second level and unlock Dark Flame, you don't need to go any further into Close of Darkness unless you really want to, but until you've got the skill points to do so, I wouldn't bother. I've got 712, as you can see from the top of the screen, and I haven't got enough points to put everywhere I want at the moment. And with Awakening coming up soon, I want to try and keep as many spare points as I can for later on. Shards of Darkness, something that you want to max out. The class plays around shards, so you use this for your AP buff. You use shards to get one of our biggest damage skills off, which is Shard Explosion. So you're going to want to max your ability to both generate shards and to get the most out of them. So maxing Spirit Absorption, maxing Dark Trade, which is an on-demand 30 fragments for 10 health, and then you've got your max AP buff plus 20 AP for 20 seconds when using your shards, so definitely pick that up. Bloody Calamity, it's an instant heal. If you Nightcrow left or right, you can cast that and it will heal per hit, so using that in big groups of mobs is great for sustain and really good in PvP if you find yourself getting jumped in the middle of a gank, or for mass PvP it's going to be a really big heal. If you find yourself coming out of a combo in the middle of a group of people, it can save your life. Definitely worth picking up. Midnight Stinger, all the way down and unlocking Ultimate Midnight Stinger. It allows us to cancel out of some animations, but it also allows us to get Eruption of Guilt, which further improves our buff from Midnight Stinger. And then another buff again, Shield of Darkness, maxing that for the 13 DP. There's really no reason not to at this level. Other than that though, there's not really much that I look at in terms of skills. Once you've got all of those down, I'd start working on passives. So that's where I've started now, and I've got most of the passives sort of as high as I can get them. Once I've got more skill points, I'll be looking at improving that further. There is another thing I want to touch on with regards to skill, and that's skill add-ons. Now you get your first skill add-on at 50, another at 52, and your last one at 54. We will get more once it comes to Awakening. We'll get 3 for Awakening skills as well. But for now, at least, these are the 3 that I'm using. So I have my first on Dark Eruption. Oh, sorry. Stupid quest. So Shadow Eruption, not Dark Eruption. And that's going to give me 10% cast speed for 5 seconds, which is a huge buff. And it's also going to give me, when I can get down to see it, movement speed reduction of 7% on people. This is great for just finishing up and landing combos on people. Definitely something worth picking up. I have Dream of Doom as well. Now, Dream of Doom is going to give you 30 MP on every target it hits. I use that predominantly for my grinding. It's not something that is specific to PvP, but it is great for when you're grinding. It's great for your MP management, and it's definitely something you're going to want to get. It also gives the 7% casting speed increase for 5 seconds. So again, another way of getting the cast speed buff. The last one that I'm currently using is Bloody Calamity. This isn't one that a lot of people use, but it is one of my personal preferences, purely again for that 10% cast speed. I've also got instantly reduces MP on targets, which is great for doing a little bit of a drain on groups of people, but the main reason is the 10% cast speed on that one. It is interchangeable. If you were going to pick up another one, I'd probably pick up Nightcrow, and I'd look at getting the PvP attack on that and the evasion. That's a really good setup to run as well. But that's pretty much everything for skills. So another one of the main questions was armor and what armor you should be looking at getting. For me personally, at the moment, until boss gear is released and until we've got access to Grunil, I'm running 2-piece Agerian. So Agerian gloves and Agerian boots, and I'm running 2-piece heave. So the heave helm and the heave chest. I'm running both of these purely for the fact that the 2 sets work really well together. With the gloves and the boots from Agerian, I get +1 movement speed and I get +1 cast speed. I also get a bonus of 100 health. And then from the helm and the chest of heave, I get a bonus of 250 health. But I also get an extra 2 gem sockets compared to or crystal sockets, sorry. Compared to if I was going to be using the Agerian set. And that for me just offers a lot better stat balance. It allows me to customize things for how I want to play. So it allows me to get to that max cast speed, the max crit rating, and also helps me to boost my resistances with crystals so that I'm not as easy to lock down, which is huge when playing Sorceress. When it comes to weapon and offhand, I've gone for +15 Uriah. It's pretty universal. Everybody's going to go there. And that's where you want to throw as much of your money as you can to start with, unless you're lucky enough to get Laverto from your scrolls. But that's a sort of a discussion for another day. Offhand, I'm currently using the Helric Talisman. If you're behind on levels or you're behind on gear curves, so you haven't got +15 weapon, the Helric Talisman is going to give you accuracy that you're going to really sorely need. However, if you're comfortable with your accuracy or you just want more AP, then Dewberry Talisman is going to be the way forwards. I have +15 of both. That allows me to switch out interchangeably depending on if I want AP or if I want accuracy. There is also the Reek Talisman, which is going to increase your evasion. Preference on that one, whether or not you want to be really slippery. At the end of the day, if everybody's running plus AP and you're running a lot of evasion, if there's a lack of accuracy there, you're going to be incredibly hard to catch, and even when they do catch you, chaining a CC combo and locking you down is going to be near on impossible. So there's a preference there on the playstyle. Accessories wise, I started off by farming the rings and the earrings from Catfish and Manchas. I then picked up the neck and the belt from Rutum and Treants. And those are really easy to drop, and they're also a really good starting place. You're going to get them and you're going to keep them pretty much until you start getting things like Witch's Earrings and Marks of Shadow, and then once you start upgrading them to Pry and Duo, but that's probably a long way off for a lot of people, and especially if you don't have a lot of time. There is an alternative to the Witch's Earrings and the Mark of Shadows. I'm going to do another guide on this. It's going to cover how you get the magical items, or how you get the earrings of sealed magical power, the rings of sealed magical power, and the necklaces of sealed magical power. They come from a repeatable quest, which means that you're guaranteed to get an item at the end of whatever you're grinding. So you collect tokens These tokens then get turned in for an item. You then repeat the quests and turn the tokens in with that item to get an upgraded version. You then do that a third time and it gives you a blue version of the ring, and this version of the ring, earring, or whatever accessory it is can be upgraded right the way to 10, which means that you can upgrade them all the way up. And it's just a cheaper alternative to Witches and Marks of Shadow. They're not as good and they won't be as good in endgame. However, it does allow you to pick up really good accessories with a little bit of effort and time grinding, and takes away some of the hassle of getting lucky on drops. The RNG on enhancing is bad enough without needing to worry about the RNG on drops. Something that you can get for free from just investing time on quests is always going to be a bit easier to swallow if you fail on than something that you've got a rare drop of and you've only seen 1 in 20 hours, or you've bought from the marketplace. So that pretty much covers the gear side of things as well. So we've gone over skills, gone over skill add-ons, gone over gear. If you haven't already, you can check out my basic skill combos video that's on the channel. That'll give you a good understanding of how you should be looking to chain your skills and the different types of combos that you can do as a sorceress. Now, moving forwards, I am going to be producing a lot more PvP content, and I'm going to be giving regular updates on how my gear is progressing, and depending on how the release structure looks for Xbox Black Desert, I'm hoping to do sort of a lot more in terms of PvP. I am on as much as I can, and hopefully I'll be spending a lot more time taking part in open world PvP, and I'm really looking forward to Node Wars and Sieges as well with the rest of the guild. But if you do have any other questions regarding the class, please put them in the comments section. If I get enough of the same sort of questions, then I will put out a video that tries to answer everything. I am pretty active when it comes to YouTube, and I do answer all my comments. If you've come from the forums or you've come from Reddit as well, any support that you can give me, any feedback you have is greatly appreciated. I am really, really grateful for everybody that's subscribed to my channel so far. If you haven't, then please do. It really goes a long way to helping me to produce this content and keep the updates coming for you.